You know how many people have been waiting for a public apology from Bud Light? Well, it seems that we are never ever going to get one, as the CEO of Bud Light is trying new strategies to save the company and restore to its former self. Because if they do decide to make an apology, you're going to piss off the left. But then again, if they decide to not make an apology, the right will also continue to be pissed, as well as the liberals, because you can't forget that gay bars also joined in on the boycotts because Bud Light distanced themselves from Dylan Mulvaney. So Bud Light themselves are sandwiched. They will never ever be able to appease either side, and we're just going to get straight into the statements that have been made by Bud Light's CEO, as well as taking a dive into what a whistleblower is alleging that this whole dilemma was all planned, which is a bit of a reach. Whitmore is apparently very aware of the problems Bud Light faces moving forward, and he will launch a Hail Mary attempt to save it. There is no saving the company. Bud Light is going to have to adapt to their new lack in sales because no one wants to be associated with drinking a Bud Light. And it's not just that, but the company, even before the start of the boycotts, has been on a decline, which is why Bud Light's Vice President of Marketing, Alyssa Heinerschild, wanted to make the beer more inclusive and introduce a whole new marketing strategy for the company, which backfired on them tremendously. So when the company was slowly dying, even before the Dylan Mulvaney dilemma, and he couldn't save it, now why do you think to yourselves you're going to be able to save it now? Even after spitting on your customer base? I don't think so. You just dug yourself in a deeper hole. The Anheuser-Busch CEO plans on traveling around America this summer to listen to consumers in connection with Budweiser's MLB sponsorship, according to Axios. Whitmore also released a statement Thursday attempting to get Bud Light back on track and vowing to do three following things. And this is a statement of Bud Light's CEO. First, we are investing to protect the jobs of our frontline employees. Very good. Second, we are providing financial assistance to our independent wholesalers to help them support their employees, which is also very good. Third, to all our valued consumers, we hear you. Our summer advertising launches next week, and you can look forward to Bud Light reinforcing what you've always loved about our brand, that it's easy to drink and easy to enjoy. As we move forward, we will focus on what we do best, brewing great beer and earning our place in moments that matter to you. You can't forget that this is the same company that released commercials as soon as they started to receive backlash for the team up with Dylan Mulvaney, and trying to move on from it as if nothing ever happened. Having horses as well as your customer base of men being shown within those commercials, and even then, that ad campaign was getting ratioed because people saw through it and that you can't own up to your mistakes but try to hide it and hope that your customers would forget about it. And I still don't think you hear your customers because many of them want a public apology. As now we are having a whistleblower coming out saying that this whole thing was planned in order to destroy Bud Light as a brand, which makes no sense. A company at the end of the day wants to make money. They don't want to go bankrupt. It's the company's fault in hiring incompetent individuals and not understanding their core customer base. And all this is coming from an ex-employee who worked for the company. Anheuser-Busch whistleblower alleges Dylan Mulvaney fiasco planned strategic destruction of Bud Light. Bud Light's controversial partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney could have been a strategic attempt to permanently alter the brand's audience, according to an anonymous former employee. I still don't believe that Bud Light went out of their way to alter their brand's audience by trying to gain that 1% of the population. It was incompetent people that did it. It would make absolutely no sense for a business to do that, because with that, the company is allowing room for other companies to gain market share and gain more money, and no one in the business world wants that. An ex-employee would state, when the company was bought over by InBev, a lot of things changed from when it was owned by Anheuser-Busch. You know, it's an American brand, the whistleblower remarked. He explained that the company previously offered many benefits prior to its purchase by InBev. Through the fall in sales for the Bud Light brand, the former employee stated the corporation could restructure both employee benefits and its company standards through layoffs and renegotiating contracts. Now, none of this has been confirmed, but the ex-employee has given his thoughts on it, and it does make sense to an extent. But why would you want to lose a majority of your customer base for a restructure in the company? Unless they thought they would be able to return back to their normal sales levels after the boycott subsides. Because with boycotts from the past, at least the last half decade or so, they would start off strong, but after a couple of weeks, it subsides. No one talks about it, and people forget about the whole controversial situation that happened. And for many of these companies, they return back to their normal operating levels. But with Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch, I don't think they expected the boycotts to have lasted this long, and they're all over the place to try and get to their old self, having the CEO traveling across the country, listening to consumers, hoping that would fix it. But I don't think it will, because people are to the point of being so sick of all these agendas being shoved down their throats, they are finally taking a stand and voicing their opinions of disapproval. And with all of that in mind, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.